come into this game, one defeat in the last 10 games. How pleased are you with the performances so far?
Yeah, we've been pretty strong. Look, it was fine margins last week at Salford. Rode our luck a little bit in terms of Johnny making his saves and had to dig in. But in relatively good form. Obviously, in the middle of last week, I had a disappointment in terms of the Hartlepool result. But in terms of our league status, it's improved on the back of 3 wins on the bounce.
Yeah, up to second and can't drop below second on Saturday, can't go up, but we will be second come Christmas, and that represents a real improvement on last season, doesn't it?
To a certain extent. I think there's teams below us with games in hands, so there's a lot of different things to look at, a lot of different aspects to for the reasons behind the league is the way it is. We're pleased we stayed in touch with Swindon to a certain extent. I think now it's 7 on the bounce. I said last week it was 6 on the bounce. They've been in fantastic form, and for us to be only 3 points behind them suggests we've been pretty consistent. We always want more in terms of this group of players, but you've got to stay close to the pack, as so to speak, and there's so many points up for grabs over Christmas. It's going to change one way or another, and then when you look forward to almost a run-in towards February and March time.
The consistency, 14 clean sheets this season, how crucial has that been to keeping that consistency going?
Yeah, important, especially on the back of we don't score too many goals. It's something we're working on. We're creating a lot of chances, but we don't seem to convert those chances quite often enough. So those margins I'm talking about are always narrow. When we win games, it's only usually by 1 goal. So they are tight affairs and nervy affairs often, and often you're holding on to a certain extent. But clean sheets are so important. Defensively, I generally feel we've been pretty sound. A blip against Cambridge, and then the Scunthorpe and the Grimsby games respectively. So that's 10 goals in 3 games, and on the back of the amount of goals we conceded this season, you take those 3 out of the equation, those 3 games out of the equation, we've been pretty strong, and I think we'll remain that way. But that's not just the defenders and the goalkeepers who take the plaudits. That's the way the team works. They try and nullify the opposition as much as they possibly can, and then it's down to the rest of us to provide and to assist and to put that ball in the back of the net. We had chances up at Salford, and it took a really good moment in terms of Tom Parks' pass and Piers Sweeney's delivery for Ryan's header. So we're always looking at those moments to increase and become more and more, and we'll certainly be looking to that Saturday.
Yeah, you go back to that Salford moment, it just shows the cross from Piers Sweeney, but it was that quickness of the ball from Tom Parks right to the feet of Piers Sweeney.
Yeah, and Tom, I said after the game he's a certain ilk of defender and no nonsense defender, but not many centre halves would have seen that first pass and delivered it to Piers with that quality, and that just allowed Piers to have a good touch in a bit of space and obviously put the ball in for Ryan. So that was probably one of our few moments of real quality in that game. But the other qualities we showed were guts and determination, and being hard to beat and being quick to the ball, and being robust when we might have been a little bit lower physically than we usually are.
It's hard to predict how sides will come to St James's Park and line up, but are you going to need a bit of that quality and that speed of pass up against Walsall if they do come in and sit in?
Yeah, look, you never know what to expect in terms of opposition. We can only take care of ourselves. We've got to have that asset in our game. We've got to have all the other assets we spoke about in our game. It'll take a little bit of everything to win Saturday, as it always does in League 2. But Walsall come to us, I think they're unbeaten in 4 in terms of the league, so they're not in bad form themselves. From League 1 as well, so got some good players, recruited a lot of new players as well, so we expect them to be strong. I think we've faced our Clark's teams in the past, and we've got an idea of what to expect, but it all comes down to the players on Saturday. You've all seen the weather today. We had to cut training short because the pitch just got flooded after the first 45 minutes. So we hope the park will be playable first and foremost, and then in some sort of condition which lends itself to good football. But if it doesn't, then a little bit of winter football. I know it's an old saying which our fans hear a lot, but it's going to be like that sometimes.
Yeah, hard work for Clive and the ground staff.
Yeah, real hard work, and we'll support them best we possibly can. There's nothing you can do. It's almost like a monsoon this morning on the back of a couple of heavy days' rain. I've not seen the forecast, so we'll leave them to it. We trust them. They're fantastic in terms of the work they do, and we'll support them best way we can. And hopefully, maybe come Saturday, we can reward them with a performance on the pitch.
Fans were pleased to see Nicky Ajose back on the bench, and obviously we've got a lot of games coming up in short space of time, and you're going to need that squad and the players fit and raring to go, aren't you?
Definitely, and it's so important, even more so on the back of Alex Fisher picking up that injury, which we're disappointed with. Ben Seymour's been ill this week, so all of a sudden we're 2 or 3 centre forwards down. So that's where we are. It's not a problem. Craig Woodman will have his operation in the next week or so. It seems when you get players fit, you lose players in different positions, but that's the way football goes. The strength of the squad will be certainly tested in the next few weeks, let alone in the next five months of the season. But there's a reason why we brought Nicky Josie to this football club. It gives us a slightly different dynamic in terms of our attacking nature, and hopefully he can get up to full fitness soon.